Hey everybody, Charles Kuck here. It's good to be with you, founding partner at Kuck Backstro. I didn't put the right memo up there. It's good to see you with you. I always see my hair's too big or I'm too loud. So I'm trying a new microphone today. I don't know if it's going to work. If you think there's a microphone problem, would you let me know? Or if you think this microphone, which is right here, with not opposed to here, is better, I also want to know that than my just regular microphone. So please let me know what you think is better, the old one or the new one. I'd like to know. Today, we're going to start talking really about the thing that just happened this morning. And we've been predicting this now for probably 6 months, that immigration was going to change and or update the naturalization test. And they've announced today that tomorrow they will publish a new rule, and that new rule will take effect probably several months later, where they're going to expand the citizenship test from 100 to 128 questions, and they're going to ask you 20 questions, of which you have to get 12 correct. If you get all 12, once you get 12, they'll stop answering questions. So you will have 20 chances to answer 12 of these civics tests correctly, and they're harder questions. It's like going from high school American history, probably going from 5th grade American history to high school American history, basically, or civics. Pretty straightforward stuff. If you grew up in America, if you didn't, you have to learn this stuff. And that test will go into effect for people who apply for naturalization more than 30 days after the rule takes effect. Now, the rule's not going to take effect. We don't know the exact date yet, but probably several months from now. So if you're one of those people who's been a permanent resident for 5 years, or for 3 years if you're married to a citizen for 3 years and living with them, and you've been, this is the time to apply now, so you can take what is clearly the easier test. Not that you won't pass it, but I'm just telling you, why worry? Why have to learn new stuff that you might, honestly, some of this stuff's a little esoteric. Basically, they're reviving what they came up with in a proposed rule in 2020, but which they could not finalize because Trump didn't get reelected. So they're just bringing it back, and actually they're making the process a little bit easier. Under the old rule, you had to answer all 20 questions. Still only had to get 12 right, but you had to answer all 20 of them, which was stupid. Why? If you only got to get 12, stop at 12, right? So there you go. And I want you to make sure that if you're applying now. Okay, Greece says I sound good. Good. So I want to make sure I sound good. That's important for you to hear me. Now, today, by the way, hoy día estamos en inglés. Today we're in English. I will, of course, por supuesto, contesto preguntas en español, but today we're in English. So I hope you don't mind, all of my native English speakers or learning English speakers. Next thing I want to talk about, you may have caught me on the news the last couple of weeks. We've had a lot of press in regards to some representation that I did as part of the Hyundai raids. And part of the Hyundai raid by ICE, what people don't really know, they don't understand, ICE didn't go there to arrest Koreans. And yet, if they'd arrested the basically 200 Latinos that they arrested, and that's all they did, we wouldn't be talking about it today. We just wouldn't. But somebody at ICE, locally apparently, made a decision to arrest legal Korean workers and detain them for 5 days, cause an international incident, brilliant move there, and pause billions of dollars of investment, and delay jobs for U.S. workers being created. Way to go, ICE. Excellent job today. Now, those jobs will ultimately come to fruition. They just might not all come to fruition while Donald Trump is president. And Trump was clearly upset about this because he basically ordered that they be able to leave. If they want to leave, they could leave the country and they could all come back. That is, nobody was deported. Nobody left under voluntary departure. They just said, would you like to leave or would you like to stay? One person stayed, just walked out and went home. The others said, we're out of here. You put me in jail for helping your country? I am out of here. And they all went home and complain now about the human rights violations. And of course, now everybody wants to sue ICE over their mistreatment of these individuals. What a surprise. Nothing surprise. If you do immigration law full time like I have for 35, 36 years, this doesn't surprise you. There you go. What do you got? All right, next update. Oh, by the way, today I do have to end at 1:30. I have to end in a half an hour. I'm sorry. I will not get to I'll try to get to every question. If you ask a question, I'll try to get to everybody. But my wife set up my doctor's appointment for today at 2 o'clock, and I've got to get out of here at 1:30 in order to get there. DACA update. No update. Nothing's been filed yet that I have seen in the Texas case because the judge delayed the filings by a month because the government lost their main lawyer. They lost their principal lawyer in the case because she came to work with me. She's now one of my partners. And we're really excited to have Lindsay Vick here and have really what I think is a really good mind with us. And, you know, she can always talk about why she left, but I'm glad she did it. I'm glad she's working with us. But that delayed the filings by the government because they couldn't find anybody to take over for her. So many people are quitting that office. Good lawyers. I mean, good government lawyers saying, we're out of here. There you go. No update on the DACA case. I will give you this update. I just have one thing in my emails here because I did ask my staff for an update about, let's see if anybody answered me, if we got any advanced paroles this week. Haven't gotten any response back yet, but of course I sent it during lunch. But I know we got them last week for new DACA first-timers. Now I know there's a lot of rumors going around. Immigration's not going to approve them for first-timers. That would violate the law that they created, their own policy. So we'll see. But I do know it's taken 7 to 9 months. But yes, people always ask me, is it safe to travel? Yes. Is it safe to travel with the removal order in DACA? Yes, you can still travel. Now, I will tell you that in the Hyundai Raid, going back a second, I had 2 individuals that contacted me, that their families called me after they were picked up. They had DACA, and they were arrested by ICE, just like all these legal Koreans were arrested. One of them was released when the Koreans were released. Didn't even apologize. I'm not going to say they said sorry. They just said, you can go. The other guy, unfortunately, turns out, the other DACA recipient, got a DUI 3 months ago. And his DACA was expiring this week. And ICE refused to release him. And I know we're not going to get a bond. The sad part about this guy is that he's single, no kids. Parents aren't legal. He's got no qualifying relative for 40 days. He's literally got no relief from removal. All because he decided to drink and drive. Please, don't be stupid. If you got to drink in the darkness of your own home. Never, ever even consider going somewhere in your car where you might consume alcohol. That is just stupid. I don't care if it's only a beer. If you did that, call an Uber and go back and get your car the next day. It is simply, this kid's life is ruined because he made this stupid decision. Well, at least in this country. Maybe he's got a great life back home. I don't know. But I'm just telling you, it wasn't in his plans to be deported from a detention center. But that's what's going to happen. And it's not because he had DACA, because he had a DUI. And that's been the case for a long time. Don't get DUIs and get arrested by ICE. Bad idea. So there's your DACA update. The F1s, we have filed the visa revocation lawsuit. We have served the government. And we are ticking on the clock for the immigration service. We are also in the process. I want to make a little note here. K1 Iran. We also have a new lawsuit for Korea. I mean, for Iran, for individuals whose fiancés can't get visas. Immigration will say, Department of State will say, well, administrative processing, but they're clearly banned under the travel ban, which would be illegal. So we're going to be doing an onboarding right now. Let me share this with you over at Impact Litigation. That's our website. Let me show you this website here. I'm just going to share the screen so you can see this. So this is our website. Now, many of you know that I partner with 3 other law firms. My friend Greg Siskin and Susser and his colleagues Kirby Joseph and Aaron Hall at Joseph and Hall in Denver, and the remarkable Jesse Bless at Bless Litigation in Boston. We form immigration impact litigation. And we take these what we call mass actions to sue the government on behalf of people. This is the group we were doing the DACA case with. It's just on hold right now. But we are onboarding right now for Iranian K-1s. Okay, so what are you going to sue? Yes, we're going to sue. Now, I also know, because I may get a question about this, that my colleague Jeff Joseph, Kirby's husband, but not with the same firm, Jeff Joseph at Bow, looks like he's going to be onboarding for Iranian F1s that can't get visas. So I'm going to direct you to Jeff Joseph. He's going to be doing that lawsuit, and we'd encourage you to join that. It's going to be terrific. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about, this is kind of fun. Do you remember back in early August, I actually had to miss one of our lives because I went to New York. So I was flown to New York City by Wired magazine from Condé Nast, went to their offices at the World Trade Center, and I recorded a program called Wired's Tech Support. And this was immigration support, and I want to show you here's a little clip here of let me just remove this here, stop that screen. We're going to share this little clip here of my video appearance at Wired's. This is it. Let me just put the press here. Let's see how it goes. I'm Charles Kuck, law professor and immigration lawyer. I'm here today to answer your questions from the internet. This is immigration support. This is a question from the Zambala HODL. Okay, I realize I don't understand the difference between a visa, a green card, a refugee, or an asylum seeker. A visa is actually a stamp. So there you go. What was really cool about this experience, we recorded, this video is only 28 minutes. I had no prep for this. This was come in, we're going to ask you questions that we got from the internet, whether it was Twitter or Reddit or YouTube. Whenever they asked anybody, it's just random questions on the internet about a question about immigration, they asked me these questions. There was, I think, 48 questions that they asked. And I spent about an hour and 10 minutes just literally sitting at that desk. It's actually a cool little studio, right? I mean, it's obviously not a white room. It's a white background, etc. And up would come the question on the computer, no preparation. And I would just answer the question. And it was kind of like playing Immigration Jeopardy. But I'd encourage you to go to Wired, put in my name, just Kuck, Charles Kuck, Wired, Tech Support. It'll come up. It's a 30-minute video. I've already gotten one email from an individual who claimed I was wrong multiple times. Multiple times. I was just wrong. I'm terrible. I'm a wild-eyed liberal immigration lawyer. I don't know any other kind. Do you? This is from a guy. That's why I got a picture of Ronald Reagan behind me, right? I'm a wild-eyed liberal because I got Reagan behind me. It was a lot of good questions. Some of them I think they cut out some of the crazier questions, but it was like playing Immigration Jeopardy. It was a lot of fun. Go to it, comment it, give it a like, tell them you like this video. We'll attach to it on our website, but I think this is kind of cool. It's a lot of fun. So go watch. This is a blast. All right, let's ask some questions here while we still got a few minutes left. We got a lot of good questions. Mohammed, talk about the new DV lottery registration fees. It's not much to talk about, Mohammed. There's DV lottery registration fees. They're trying to do a money grab and make it harder to get the DV lottery. Trump's people, and Trump too, they hate the diversity lottery. Why? Because it lets black and brown people into America. That's why they hate it. And they would love to get rid of it, but they can't because president doesn't control immigration law. He just enforces it. So they're just going to make it harder. Now, I think that would be a good lawsuit, by the way. There's nothing in the law that allows them to charge for this. No, I don't think. I think if somebody wanted to do a lawsuit, they could probably do a lawsuit and recoup all that money, but pay your fees. There you go. Jose, good to see you. Greece, thanks for the heads up again. If the audio sounds better this week, I would like to know because I have a new audio here. Callie Ocasio, My mother-in-law is TPS from El Salvador, pending I-133 years as a child. Got a $3,000 fine. She applied for advanced parole, but still pending. She's at risk. No, she's not at risk. And you can't reopen a voluntary departure. You're never going to reopen a voluntary departure. And honestly, she should challenge the fine. Hopefully, she had 10 days to challenge it. Hopefully, she did. They have to enforce it, right? They have to go to court to enforce it. But she should hire a lawyer to respond. But if some fines are like $1 million, which are never going to get paid. This one, they could, if they go to court and get an order, they could seize her bank account technically, but smallest price to pay. But no, she's fine traveling with the advanced parole. She's got the TPS. She's golden. Any news on TPS for Honduras other than the court's order? No, nothing more. How long after 601 approval will my consular appointment get warranted? Our experience, Letty, recently has been anywhere from 8 to 14 months. After approval of 601A, somewhere in that time frame. I'm sure somebody's been less. I'm sure somebody's been more. But I generally just say probably a year. Okay. Danny, great to see you today. Good afternoon. Oh, great. Juan saw my video. I hope you liked it, Juan. Hope it was good. Should undocumented individuals be worried about any comments they made about Charlie Kirk's murder? You should not be making comments about Charlie Kirk's murder. You just shouldn't. Just don't do it. Life's too short. Move on with your life. If you can't say anything good about somebody, don't say anything at all. All right, there you go. Just let it go. I know it's really hard in an online age. Just let it go. Erase it. Just delete it, in my opinion. Whether you're documented or undocumented, delete it. Life's too short. I'm doing AUS with a 212. Do I need a lawyer if I'm doing it with? I'll just be honest with you, Reyes. You're a fool to not use a lawyer for a 212 waiver. Really. How many years of experience do you have filing 212 waivers? Have you read the case law? Just relying on something that ChatGPT gave you or some example on the internet, bad idea. These have to be individualized if you have any chance of winning this. So, yeah, hire a lawyer for your 212. Erica Alcauter, if a person has the option to start something like an I-130, came illegally, would that make things any easier if they were detained? No. It makes no difference whether you have a pending I-130 if you came in undocumented. Now, I think if you've got a spouse, for example, that's going to file for you, and you have the qualifying relative to get the waiver, I understand that USCIS says they'll put you in removal. Yeah, they could do that, but I haven't seen it yet. And they're not going to do it for everybody. They don't have the time. Really. They really don't have time. Only you can make that decision. But, I think you should do it. But, again, it's a dice roll. And maybe you want to wait till Trump is gone. Charles, any update on the DACA folks? Yeah, I already gave that update. One's out. One's still in because don't drink and drive. Thank you for this commercial. Brandy 6, have you heard anything about anyone receiving the KFT refunds? Left multiple messages at the Curl Center. Let me take a look at the KFT refunds. I haven't heard anything about this. USCIS. Let's take a look at this. I don't know anybody who's got money back that I'm aware of. Maybe, you can sue them. And this would be kind of a fun lawsuit in the court of claims and get damages for not giving the money back. The thing is, they spent the money, right? They spent that money. They didn't like put it in a bank account. So they got to steal it from somebody else. Just didn't do it. Remember, the USCIS is a giant Ponzi scheme. Just understand that's what the USCIS is. It's a Ponzi scheme. Just be aware. Thanks, Erica. You're welcome. Perla, I have an NTA that I have a visa U pending. If I leave my country now, notify I'm court, I'm gone. Well, what you should do, you have a lawyer ask for voluntary departure so that you can leave, and this way you won't have a removal order. Because if you just leave, you got a removal order, you got to deal with that in the U visa, which you've already pending. So you aren't trying to forget something you already did. So you want to get voluntary departure if you're going to leave. A lawyer can help you get that. Hi, counselor. Is there any internal memos such as advanced parole first time? None that I'm aware of. I know some random dude on the internet said something about this because I've seen his video. And I know what he's relying on to do that. Him and I have a different interpretation of what that statement was, and it's certainly not a policy memo. Okay. I am not Mr. Baxter. To be clear, I'm not Mr. Baxter. I am this guy. Mr. Baxter. Nobody names their name. Nobody names their son Kuck, K-U-C-K. It's my crazy last name. It's an immigrant name. What do you want? You know, my grandparents could have changed it at Ellis Island. Hey, sir, how about we spell your name C-O-K so everybody in America pronounce it 100 years from now? But no, my grandfather didn't have the foresight to do that. So I'm stuck with it. There you go. But I am Mr. Kuck, in case you were curious. Going forward, I don't mean to give you a hard time. But it is what I do. Let's see. Mr. Baxter, I'll answer this anyway, Fergamore. I read naturalization. I already submitted it. No, it does not affect you. It only affects people that apply more than 30 days after. You're good. The New York Mandamus update. The New York Mandamus update. Josue, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I have to ask them. Yes, Vanessa. I love Vanessa. Vanessa. Oh, great picture, Vanessa. Looking good as always. Vanessa runs Dreamers Together. If you're a DACA recipient, you should be in Dreamers Together on Facebook. You're a fool not to. Los Rodríguez, abogado, para citas por matrimonio están separando las parejas. Escuché un caso en Washington que tienen cita que lo avisaron que los van a separar de cuartos para las preguntas. Es cierto. So she is asking, is it true that immigration is separating couples in marriage interviews? The answer is, they've done that for 50 years. They just don't do it for everybody. And somebody got an appointment and said they're going to separate them. That means immigration thinks there's something fishy about their marriage. You know, immigration runs background checks on you before you go in. And you think you can fool the immigration service with a fake marriage? Oh, my Uncle Guido, he fooled them. You know, he had a fake marriage. You know, it's a different age today. Ya pueden separarlos, Laura, pero típicamente eso ha hecho por más décadas lo han hecho. Pero típicamente por casos en que inmigración tiene dudas sobre el matrimonio. Zam Jane, what are the consequences of someone with asylum pending self-deports? I don't know what that means. If someone with an asylum pending deport. So if you filed for asylum and just leave, you should write to the asylum and say, I withdraw my application, I'm leaving, and just go. Or do it after you leave, or have your lawyer do it. No downside. Con 212, si me agarre ICE, me darán salir voluntario, me deportarán. Un abogado bueno, te obtendrán salida voluntaria. She says, look, I've got a 212 approved, 601A approved, waiting for an appointment. If ICE picks me up, will they deport me? Will they deport me, or will they give me voluntary departure? You can ask for voluntary departure from the judge. Tiene que pedirlo del juez, y un abogado te puede dar. Not lawyer can help you do that. Angelica, if you don't have legal entry, you don't get bond. Okay, that is a new decision from the Board of Immigration Appeals. I talked about in Spanish last week, but that decision is without foundation in law. There's no basis in the law for that decision. And so what we're doing, and a lot of other lawyers are doing, we're filing petitions for writ of habeas corpus, called the ancient writ, in federal court, and courts around the country are saying that's illegal. You got to give them a bond hearing. So this will be the rule, Angelica, for the next couple months until every district court where an immigration sits says that's illegal. And that'll be happening everywhere. Kiko Huerta, the U.S. is supposed to respond today to Senator's letter on Dreamers. No, they didn't respond. Come on, they're not going to respond. Renato Favoretto, DACA holder over the age of 21 applying to the I-132 permanent resident. How long is that waiting time? That is about, let's take a look. I'm going to say 7 years. Let's look at today's visa bulletin. Now, Renato, you can check this yourself just by going to putting the word visa bulletin in the Google machine, like I did just here. And then it comes up to visa bulletin, hit the October visa bulletin one coming up. And you scroll down to F2B. F2B is the category here for adult unmarried children of U.S. citizens. And if you're from Mexico, that line is about 18 years. If you're from every place else besides the Philippines, Mexico, that is about, or from India, that's about 9 years. About 9 years for everybody, and Philippines is a little bit longer. So there you can find this out yourself. Really simple stuff. No need to ask me. You can do it. Uriel Resendez, I just watched your clip from Wire. It was great. I saw you put a clip of your video, Korean detainees on the mic. I said, thank you very much. Yes, Midas Touch talked to me about it. I talked to tons of media about this. I got a couple death threats. Yeah, I get them. A lot of FU emails. I mean, I get that stuff. Look, somebody's got to stand up and tell the government what they're doing wrong. That's the ultimate benefit of being a U.S. citizen. If there's any really, really, really important part of being a U.S. citizen, is telling the U.S. the right to tell the U.S. government they suck at what they do. In this case, they do, or what they do right. Is it true that ICE no longer accept bond for even though there are pending applications? ICE is not setting bond for anybody, and for individuals where judges have set bond, there have been cases, many cases, in which ICE appeals that. And if they file their appeal within a certain period of time, they remain bond, they remain in jail. But you can go to federal court and file a habeas. It just costs extra money. They want people in jail. They want them in jail because people in jail give up. People outside of jail don't give up. They want you to give up because they need to get their numbers up. Yes, I saw your video, Ward. Thank you. Well, thank you for posting that, Nikki. I appreciate that. Who is ICE going after with criminal records? Everybody. Retail theft. If you have DACA, then you don't have a crime that ICE will arrest you for. All right. So if you had retail theft, remember, it has to be a conviction. And it can't be a delinquency. If you did it as a minor, that's a delinquency, not a crime. So there you go. Thank you, to New Hobby. I'm glad you saw it. My wife has just approved. We said to go to Honduras. Yeah, he's perfectly fine. She'll be okay. I mean, just be careful in Honduras, obviously, but you're good. Congrats. You're welcome very much. Alonso, did they ever get back to you about the lawyer in New York that filed his first time DACA claim? Oh, that case. Oh, that's still pending. And the lawyers for DACA never got back to me. It's my fault. Well, not my fault. They should have got back to me, but I'll follow up with them. Is it safe to fly domestically with DACA, California to Washington right now? Yeah, it's fun. Have a great time. I'm on one of the 90,000 who applied. Do you believe they start? I don't think they're ever going to start, which is why we need to sue them. But now that we know some lawyer in New York did sue them on behalf of one of the 90,000, we're going to see what happens. Thank you, Audie. I'm glad. I think that this is much better. This microphone, this lavalier. If we get stopped by ICE and have DACA, they can't arrest you. Well, they shouldn't arrest you if you have DACA unless you've committed a crime. If you committed a crime, technically they could arrest you. But if they haven't committed a crime, they're not supposed to arrest you. If they do, call me. We'll file a habeas and get you out. Any news for TPS in Honduras? No new news. There's nothing this week. Zulmis, I will tell you this. I did look at the USCIS website on TPS for Honduras, which you can Google TPS USCIS Honduras, and their site still says continues through September 8th, 2005. So they have not updated it. Zulmis Bao. Hi, could you explain if you could add my husband an awful says I-40? Yeah, if you have an I-40, you're required to put your spouse's name on this because, again, even though your house might be undocumented, he can follow to join. So you'll get your green card, and then your spouse can leave the country after you get your spouse a waiver, and he can get a green card, but you should have his name on the application. Wagner, Kat and Wag from help us with our case. Oh, you're welcome. That's awesome. I'm glad they were able to help you. I do have a great team. I have really wonderful people. Congrats to you guys. You guys are awesome. Monica, Pancho Murga. Should we get a lawyer to apply for my wife's advanced parole? You don't have to. If she's got DACA, Dreamers Together can do that for you, or we can do it. Whatever you want to do. You can do it yourself. It's really not that hard. Do you know why APM takes so long? Yes, I do know, Russell. Because immigration wants to make them take this long. It's all intentional. Every delay is intentional. Just know that. It's intentional. They figure you'll give up. Or maybe you won't go. They don't want to give you the right to get a green card. So, yeah, I mean, remember who is running immigration in this administration. People that don't like immigrants. That's who's running it. Yes, Luis, don't ever trust ChatGPT on anything. All right, let's see. New visa pulling us out. EB3. Yeah, I told you, EB3. I need to get my blog done. I know I need to get my blog done. We got another minute or two, and I need to head out, or my wife will kick my butt. Both have DACA. Our sister's a citizen. I mean, it's good getting in line, right? Not in line, not in line. It's a 20-year long line, but you might as well try. Person has asylum case closed administratively. Recently got a court date. What to expect at the court date? Your hearing. The judge will set a hearing on your asylum case. You should have fought. We're fighting these and winning these, okay? If a person is, I already asked that twice. Luego de regresar con vez, pero ¿cuánto está tardando someter? No, debe someterlo de inmediato. No hay que esperar. Lawyer question. I have a deportation. I-130 approved, 245. I wanted to approve, afraid to say here. My lawyer tell me not to go back. She didn't file my motion, which is, why go back? If you're 245I, do the motion to reopen, Patricia. Get a second opinion. Give us a call. I don't think you should go because then you're going to activate a bar. And then you'll have to wait another couple of years for the bar to get done. But if you go to Peru, visit me in Pisco. Let's see. Escobar, no update in Texas yet. Do background checks generally occur before or after? They occur before the interview, generally speaking. In fact, they're not supposed to do the interview if it is not clear. Where do I send a FOIA request to see what entries I have? You can do that through an OBIM FOIA with CBP, Customs and Border Protection, OBIM FOIA with your fingerprints. Last week, you said last week someone with first-time DACA did a lawsuit. As I noted, it's still pending. We don't know any more about that. What is the new U.S. citizens? What has changed? They're adding questions and making them harder. We don't have the test yet, but I'm sure it'll be harder. Just 2 more questions. Would a speeding ticket affect a DACA recipient and lead to detaining them? Probably not if you only have one. Don't speed. Okay. Last one. Any comments on U.S. denials for deficient signature? Yeah, this is stupid. That's my comment. It's just stupid. Okay, 2 more. Hello, Charles. If I have a reentry permit, is it still possible to lose my LPR status due to abandonment? No. As long as you come back within 2 years, you're fine. And last, safe for a person of status to travel domestically? No, it's not safe to travel domestically if you don't have status. If you got DACA, yes. If you have no status, not safe. It's not, especially within 100 miles of the border, because you can be stopped for any reason. Hey, everybody, thanks for listening today. I'm sorry I've got to cut and run, but my doctor needs me there, and I want to find out if I'm healthy, which I probably am, but I want to check anyway. We'll see you guys next week in Spanish, same bat time, same bat channel. Charles Kuck here, Kuck Baxter. Oh, keep in mind, if you need to reach me, you can email me at ckuck@immigration.net, ckuck@immigration.net. You can call me for a consult at 404-816-8611. And you can always follow me on the Twitter machine. We'll see you guys later. Have a great week. Goodbye.